No.
Everyone gets genius credit for being a fucking moron. Aaron, are we taping?
Yeah, I've been rolling.
Okay. But yeah, he got away with just making the
none of that
shittiest
can be
movie
on there.
ever.
No. Welcome to the Full Charge.
None of that.
Welcome to the Full Charge Power Hour. I'm Matt Fulcheron. I'm here with Craig Coleman.
Yeah,
Bryan
you are.
Irwin.
There he is.
Patreon.com/The Full Charge and register to vote. And while you're at it, I'll just say it. Vote for Kamala Harris. What the fuck? What are we doing? We don't have enough listeners to fucking lose any listeners. It doesn't matter. I'm going to tell you, register to vote and vote for Kamala Harris. And if you're not going to vote for her, don't fucking register. Don't waste your time. Don't waste my time. Don't waste my country. People hate when you tell them how to think. But they don't know how to think.
Sure.
We're just sitting around talking about work and trying to get work.
It was less about work itself.
That is the world we live in. It's the freelance world where, yes, you have a job, but then you have to go. You have a skill, and you have to constantly find work. I have been pretty unemployed since July, and my wife has too, so we're living that life.
Nice.
Do you know that life? That unemployed life where you're just like, it's the same day. It's like the pandemic.
Yeah.
But we can go to restaurants and spend our money.
Right.
Not
at Team Coleman.
What's going on at Team Coleman?
Fuck.
Huh?
Oh, God, dude. Almost. Luckily, I inherited enough money to pay rent from my grandma. Otherwise, homeless.
Grandma.
So you're living the life too.
Yeah.
The unemployment life.
Big time.
These things always turn around. Don't want to put it out there that we're unemployable or whatever, because I'm sitting there having my coffee this morning and my phone starts ringing, and it's the worst club. It's the club I like playing the least. And not only that, it's a dead guy calling me. The guy has died.
Okay.
But they're using his phone.
And it's coming my way. And I'm just sitting there. First of all, I don't like phone calls. You know what I mean? Like, send me an email so I can think about it or whatever.
Or a text, right?
And I just know what it's going to be. It's going to be, if it's not a misdialed number, can you buy an $1,000 plane ticket to hop on a flight on Thursday morning that's going to pay just more than $1,000?
Oh.
And, I mean, just more than the flight. And it's just going to be... it's just going to be what I don't want to do. You know what I mean? So I don't.
So you said yes.
I don't answer the phone, and I wait for the message. The message never comes.
Oh.
No voicemail.
Oh.
So I start getting guilty, and I go, you better call them back. Who are you to turn down work?
Right.
And then they didn't answer the phone.
So it's like it never happened.
I feel all right about it. If I didn't say anything, I would never have to suffer the guilt, but I'm putting it on tape so people can judge me and see that you don't want to work, motherfucker. But it was only a 10-minute lag.
Sure.
And at that point, I could negotiate. When you don't want to do a gig, that's when the negotiation skills kick in.
Right.
That's when you don't need an agent. You're going to pay for travel.
Right.
You're going to put me up in a hotel. This place has the worst condo of all town. My uncle dropped me off there one time because it's close to where he lives. And he was just like, when I saw him the next time, he's like, I think you should become a teacher or maybe a lawyer or something. Because it was just a shitty apartment above this bar.
Awesome.
And that's the only reason I started getting hotels there, is because I'm like, I'm not coming back to stay at that. When you truly will not do something, that's when you get what you want. So I kind of should have answered the phone and been like, but I need to mentally prepare for that shit to go play this club.
Sure.
I can't be like, all of a sudden I'm playing this club in 2 days.
Right.
I would fucking freak out.
But you also had as we've talked about, because you and I share the little bit of the guilt, like, well, you know, I shouldn't be this way thing, right? Like, that's a big part of it too.
Be grateful.
Well, just
no, it's more of a work
questioning,
ethic.
and you also question your behavior.
Yeah.
You over question your behavior in the moment. By the way, you'll appreciate this. I had to volunteer for my kids at a football game as security. And it happened to be the game where they let all the middle school kids come.
Oh, they're the worst.
And I thought I was going to lose my mind.
Yeah.
I started out like, I'm just a guy wearing a yellow vest, making sure everybody's having a good time.
Yeah.
halfway through that game, I wanted to snap necks. I had enough of telling kids to knock it off.
Yeah.
And I was just and Natalie was with me, and she could see me in a distance. She knew I was losing it, so I kind of like took and nobody relieved me. I was only supposed to be there for like an hour and a half, and nobody ever came back, and so I was starting to get really irritable. And then like I guess the person that's like the head of the security people for volunteers comes over and kind of questioned what I thought was questioning my work ethic at the moment.
Oh my God!
So I kind of flew off the handle like. I'm on a break, man, and like I went off about like I've had enough of this, and he kind of like I thought he was coming back after me, right?
Yeah.
So then I get all pissy. I turn it out. I'm like, that's it. Let's wrap it up. We're getting out of here. And these two kids that were from another school thought I was talking to them. They're like, what? I'm like looking past them to Natalie, and I'm like, let's go. And they're like, whatever, man. And like they thought I was telling them to get out of the area. So then the dude, he goes past. He's like, your school sucks. Fuck this school. And I'm like, what'd you fucking say? And then I started to chase after them because he said fuck. And I was like,
you're Eagles, motherfucker.
And I started, and Natalie's like running, like, what are you doing? Because I was like, they said fuck. She's like, let's go home. Let's go home.
It's like a Will Ferrell movie.
She's like, they're 14. So I can take them.
We get home. I'm still pissed off about everything. I'm pissed off at the kids. I'm pissed off at that guy. But then at 1 o'clock in the morning, the guilt sets in.
Oh yeah.
My behavior was abhorrent.
Right.
Everyone hates me now. Clearly, everyone there knows about this.
That's great.
Yeah. There's probably an email chain about.
I was going to say, people are calling. Hey, did you see Bryan with those kids? Oh my God.
And then that dude, it was like he was just going on. So, 5 o'clock in the morning, still guilty. Send an email.
No! Oh shit!
To the guy that I got in a fight with.
What are you talking about?
And I'm like, and I say, I got it off my chest. 5 minutes later, obsessed about when is he going to read it and return my email.
Right.
Should I have sent that email?
Yeah.
Is this email now being forwarded to everybody? Like, what?
Yeah.
Fucking great.
I'm not winning, right? Mentally, I'm not winning this.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So, thankfully, within a couple hours, responds back, hey, man, I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
That's always how it goes. It's always how it goes.
Because men, dude.
He was like, no, it's great. We thought you were doing a great job. You had passion. I hope you keep volunteering. I'm like, okay, so did I just make all this shit up in my head?
We thought you should have beat the shit out of those kids.
Well, no, I'm apologizing to this guy.
Yeah, no,
right?
I know. I get
like,
it. Yeah.
He's just, and I'm like, okay, maybe nobody saw it. In my mind, I was basically chimp crazy, right?
I just started
looking to rip
watching that
faces
last
off.
night. Yeah.
Oh, that's
And
too
people
good.
are like, no, everything was fine.
It's weird to think about like how often what you're self-conscious about nobody cares about.
No.
Mm-hmm.
It's also weird to think about like how much other people are talking about you, because we all talk shit about everybody we know. So it's weird to know that like every once in a while for 5 minutes somebody's trashing you. Am I wrong about that?
No.
Like everyone thinks like they're the exception. They don't get trashed.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about trash. I'm talking about like made fun of.
Yes.
Right? Like, you know, everybody in your family has a quirk that you make fun of.
Absolutely.
Well, you got your quirks, and it's just weird to think that at a certain time, people are like, yeah, can you believe he did that shit again? He always does that shit. He will always do that shit. That's mad. You know, and it's weird because it's nothing, but it would destroy you.
Yes.
If you heard it. And that's why there's so much podcast beef, because everyone's just sitting around talking shit.
Sure.
But have you ever heard yourself mentioned on a podcast, whether it's good or whether it's bad, you just fucking tense up. Like, what are they going to say about me? You know, it's just it's very strange to think about.
I will say that anytime, and there was a long time ago, I emailed you, I texted you guys when I heard you guys talking about me on the podcast. And I think you thought I was mad. And I was like, no, I'm not mad. Because I always, whatever I've actually heard anything say about me and I've heard it, I go, yeah, that's true. That's the only time I actually don't get it.
Probably when we're working with you and you'd fly off the fucking handle.
Yes. And so that's what I said. As I said, oh, no, I'm not mad. I'm 100% agreeing. I laugh like, yeah, you know, you can't escape certain parts of your past. And so you just go, yeah, you're right.
Me and Karen recently talked about I stormed out of your podcast.
Yes.
Because you were making fun of Bigfoot.
No, that was our podcast, actually.
Was
you
it?
stormed out of your own podcast.
That's even better, dude. That's even better.
Well, for those that don't remember, it was kind of perfect because Craig had been up for like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, I'm coming by. We're going to do the podcast. Since you're there, since you're already doing 8 billion things for 72 hours straight, why don't you come by and hang out and do the podcast too? How convenient for you.
Oh, my God.
We start talking about Bigfoot, and John Huck and Bryan are there, and they just start laughing about how impossible it is that Bigfoot exists.
Right.
And it turns into an argument.
Right.
And then you just stormed out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it just really just goes. I mean, you can tell it as best as I can, but we were talking about it when Karen was here. You called up Karen and you told her what happened, and she was like, I understand what you're going through, but I want you to understand you're upset because I want you to understand what you're arguing against.
So
you might
great.
be right, but you also have no proof that Bigfoot exists.
That's the best.
And I think you had a realization, like you just came to. It's like the end of The Usual Suspects.
I just started laughing.
Yeah.
Because I like the best part is you storm out, you walk down 3 flights of stairs.
Yeah.
You stand outside. You still have to work for another fucking 9 hours.
9.
Yeah.
With the guy you just got in an argument about Bigfoot about.
You're not going to sleep for another 11 hours.
So I reach out to the one person, my anchor. I'm all, yeah. And then, Bryan and John were like, Bigfoot's not real. And I'm like, well, have you ever been in the woods and just an animal walked up on you all of a sudden? And then she goes, yeah, babe. Yeah, but you're arguing about Bigfoot. And I just started laughing. I was just like, oh, my God.
Yeah.
I was like, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
It's nothing better than
I
shit
think
like
though that I don't know how you guys are, but like now that I'm so detached from that earlier part of my life,
Yeah.
I look back on that, whether it was those jobs with you guys or coaching for my kids,
Yeah.
and it's just laughable. I
Sure.
look at myself in through that lens, and I'm like, what was your problem, dude?
Yeah.
You took everything way too serious, and it's just
Yeah.
like, was any of it worth it?
Someone had to.
I think it's like
No,
I
not
think
really.
it's a survival thing. At one point, it's like this weird thing. Like if you're not, because our businesses that we work in are so relationship oriented that like if someone's making fun of you or laughing at you or challenging you or whatever, it's almost like a survival thing where you go, I'm not going to eat. I'm not going to get paid. You don't know this is going on. It's going on in the back of your head somewhere.
Right.
And you're like, this is a code red. I don't fit in the pack. I'm done. I'll never work again.
Right.
I'm always moving back to Maryland every other month in my head.
Right.
You know, like I could start a new life there.
Right.
So I will say that one of the funniest things to piggyback on that, and I think this, Matt, no, I'm going to go without a name,
Yeah.
but Matt was here for this. This was early Matt back in the day when I had to fire a dude,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Because he wasn't doing his job and he was getting grumpy. He was mad about all the work that everybody was doing. You'll know who he is. I'm not going to say his name.
First initial T?
No,
Not
S.
that maniac?
S.
Oh.
So had to got some intel, had to let him go. It had been a long journey getting there, so it wasn't just
Even I
that
knew.
moment.
And I was incompetent, but I had the right attitude. This guy was competent and was just like, fuck this. I'm
was over
here,
it.
but you don't have me.
Yeah.
You got my body. You don't have my soul.
So
Was he the guy who
He's going to try to figure it out.
who gave me a tour of the building, told me all about the job? Then we sit down on a
Let's just tell him I'll cut it out. Unless it's
yeah.
what?
I'm not even gonna say his name.
okay.
We sit down on this surreal set because the building is just full of apartments and
Yeah.
whatever, and so we just sit down in some fucking New York apartment, and and even the cars outside are all meow, meow. It's like and then he's just like, so where are you with our Lord and Savior Jesus
Yeah,
Christ?
that's
And
him.
I was
All
like,
right,
oh
so-
my God.
All right. Yeah, okay.
Are
So
you gonna tell the whole story? Because this is fantastic.
well, I don't know. You know a story I'm going to tell, right, about the
Yeah,
firing?
I hope so.
So I bring him in, and I had already gotten cleared by the company. I was like, here's what's going on. I think it's time to cut ties. They're like, absolutely, employee at will. Do your thing. Now, I've fired people at different jobs. I don't think I ever fired anybody. I've told people maybe your best interest to get another job, but I'm not gonna fire you. But this is the first time I'm like, I need your keys. Like you have keys to this place.
Yeah,
I need them back.
I need your keys.
So we get in this huge argument about, you can't fire me. You're a horrible boss. I'm like, doesn't matter. You're a horrible employee. You got to go. Like we're really going at it, right?
So funny.
And I'm like, just give me the keys. And so he throws the keys at me, and I'm like, you get out of my office, motherfucker. And he's like, fuck you.
Wow.
So it just got way too intense. He storms out, right? Now, I let him get a little bit ahead of me. My office is nowhere near the exit, so I'm like
it's not
far enough away. And I can't remember where you were at this time. I was far enough away, but I followed him out to make sure he was leaving. Dude gets out to his car. The car won't start. He's trying to rev it, and I'm just standing there like all pissed off, like by the office, just arms crossed, like I'm serious. Get out!
I mean,
When
get out!
Get out! And he gets out of his car and he goes, "Can you give me a jump?"
And then the Midwest kicked in.
And I was like,
irony.
Fine. And I do it, and I jump in his car, and I just start laughing.
Yeah.
And I finish. I take off the jumper cables, close this thing, and I go, you got to admit, dude, pretty hilarious. And he goes, no, it's fucking not. Gets in his car and drives off. And I'm like, really, dude? Really? You told me to fuck off, and I still jumped your car to get out of here.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
I remember right around the time we taped Super Precinct, I was just starting to get to know Tom Segura, and I worked for him, like overnight logging tapes for a reality show.
Right.
And like, long story short, I had this really bad weekend, and I showed up kind of a little drunk to work that night, and then just like talk about sending an email at 5 a.m. I sent an email at 5 a.m. I was like, yeah, I'm done with this job. I'm not doing this job. And I walked out, and then I went to pick up the check later. And Tom was only like 25 at this time, but he's already a grown up. He was the boss there,
right?
Even though he was like 25, or at least that department. And he goes, yeah, when I think it's just like really weird that you quit the way you quit. And then I just started explaining it to him, and then I, similar to what you did, just start laughing like, this is so fucking uncomfortable. This is so uncomfortable. I start laughing, and he starts laughing too, but like, now that I know him better, he's laughing like, this guy's fucking crazy. Because he didn't know me. Like, we didn't know each other. The fact that he's gone on to take me around the world and paid me well is just absurd.
That's pretty great.
Because I was his worst employee.
He's got a great temperament, though, yeah?
Yes.
He doesn't get upset.
I wish I had.
He only, the worst you'll see is the inhale, exhale. But then he's good. Yeah. He doesn't lose it. And that's why he's the boss.
Yeah. I would love to have that. I don't know if I'll ever get there.
It's not in me. It's not in my family.
I'm telling you, he had it at 25. So, he's well, even if we get it, he was well ahead of us.
Colemans are notorious for, what? Fucking, huh? Like, every story you hear one of my aunts and uncles tell, you're just like, what happened? My dad and his sister, they're like 12 and 11, were stealing watermelons from the neighbor's farm. They lived out in the country, right?
I hope so.
So they'd go steal, it's a big fucking watermelon.
Yeah, who's
farm.
gonna catch you? Yeah.
So the other part is, this Mexican guy is the farmer. My grandpa always called him Chief. And they're like, he's not.
That's the wrong racism.
Yeah, he's not Native American. He'd be like, yeah, he is.
You need to go back to racist school.
That's doubling down. Like, no, I've decided what race is.
Part of being ignorant is being ignorant.
And that's literally just because my grandpa's like, I like Indians. Like,
how about I just call you Indian? No, how about not?
Because I'm a cowboy. Like, he had his whole fantasy.
No, you're not wrong. So he goes to Chief and he says, hey, so my kids are stealing your watermelons. The guy goes, oh, okay. Like, he didn't even give a shit. And he goes, we're going to get them. So my dad and Chief hide in the field And when he sees my dad and,
Oh
his daughter steal one of the watermelons, he shoots buckshot over their head. Like my dad could hear.
Oh my
whoosh,
God.
Could hear it whizzing by.
Oh my God.
And like maybe not buckshot, maybe it's actual bullets,
hope
but like
so.
close enough that you could hear the shing, shing, and then they run all the way home with it, and he's still firing at him, right?
Oh my God.
And then he gets in his truck, drives home to beat them as they come in, and then they're like, they come and they still bring in a watermelon. They're like, oh, we got a watermelon from wherever. I don't know where they told you. He goes, oh, that's great. And he never said shit about it.
He never told him till like later in life.
Until later
Hey, by
in
the way,
life.
I was shooting at you.
Yeah, that was me shooting at you.
I love how like that's a prank there.
Yeah.
But in
Yeah.
my life, I would be telling the story for the rest of my life. Like someone tried to kill me.
Right. Right.
Aaron, can we go to Brennan Tasseff, please?
Sure.
We're gonna have a was I a dick segment, and
Sweet.
your dad was definitely a dick in that story.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
We
without
got
a
that
doubt.
one.
Without a doubt.
Oh
The
man.
Colemans. Everything escalates quickly.
It does. It really does.
Which is fun.
I
You
mean,
know,
it keeps it
entertainment-wise.
exciting. Yeah. I mean, as a kid, I would just sit there and hear these stories and be like, that's incredible.
Great show, by the way,
My
growing up.
parents aren't like this. Great show growing up.
That's crazy, man. I
It's
can't imagine.
insane.
I can't imagine like my dad being like, "All right,
I'm going to get this boy.
yeah, I'm gonna teach him a lesson."
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yes, the sheer fact of like I'm
With a
willing to
gun.
take the risk of accidentally shooting one of my
Yeah,
children
right.
to prove the point.
The nearest hospital is like 26 miles away.
There is no hospital. At that point, there is no hospital.
Yeah, I mean, like, and what can they even do in that at
Nothing.
that time?
It's too late.
Yeah,
And yeah, so that's when your aunt bled out in the
Right.
watermelon field.
that was also back like when they just, well, we'll just make another kid.
Yeah.
They had 10 kids because they knew 3 of them were gonna
Yeah,
die.
3 are going to die of typhoid.
Yeah, this one's from Vietnam. We just made them.
Yeah.
Or they try to spin it like, you know, your aunt bled out in a watermelon field, so every watermelon you eat, you're eating a little bit of your aunt. I
Yeah.
mean,
Little
bit of
technically
your
her
aunt's
DNA is all
blood.
over these
That's
watermelons.
right. You're like,
She would have wanted it that way.
as you're eating a watermelon, oh my God. It's incredible. Can I have a little more salt?
Salt. Wait, what?
Yeah,
you put salt on a
On
watermelon?
Well, now I put tahini, but yeah.
Okay, what is that? Is that the red looking stuff?
Yes.
Okay.
Really, salt on a watermelon.
Yeah, I don't know why, but that's what my family did.
People do stuff like that. People put salt on everything.
True.
You do eat pickles and peanut butter?
No,
Okay, good.
not a savage.
Do you put fruit on cooked meat?
What?
Will you cook meat and fruit together?
I honestly don't like to mix fruit with anything, and nowadays it's common for there'll be a little
In a
bit of fruit in a salad, fruit on a pizza. I
Will
wanna
you put
vomit.
pineapple on a pizza?
Absolutely.
I won't do it.
You would?
Yeah, it's delicious.
Why would you do that?
It's great.
No, it's not.
It's great.
No, it's disturbing.
It's
You don't know
it's a
what
little
you're
bit of
talking
sweet
about.
and sour, right?
Yeah.
Or not sour, salty.
Have you ever seen when they do it in Italy?
No.
Anything
we'll
they
talk about it after.
anything they do in Italy is fine. Brennan Tasseff is here with us, all the way from New York City. What's going
up,
on,
guys?
dude?
There he is.
Brennan.
How you been, homie?
Oh, I thought that was a ladder in your background.
Where do you?
That
Where?
blue thing? I thought that was a ladder.
It's the mic.
It's the mic
It's
thing.
the mic stand.
I was like, wow, Brennan's just painting.
You know, we're doing construction. We're building the
God.
wall.
Building.
How's New York City? How's the weather, buddy?
It's nice and cold here. It's fucking chaos as per usual. But it is getting chilly, so that's good.
Nice.
Yeah.
Rats the size of dogs and piles of trash.
And then we eat them.
Yeah.
Sorry, I gotta stop
yeah.
doing
Of
it.
course.
I'm gonna stop.
That's
I'm done.
okay. No, it's a very good impression. It's just we've kind of had our fill. Like I'll
I
turn on.
noticed.
I like the news.
I do that-
and then I'll turn on the news. And I'll be like, I can't listen to this. This guy's
Yeah.
back.
That's what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
I got so good at the impression that sometimes I'll throw it into stand up, and especially when I'm in the South, everyone like is like, "Ha, that's hilarious." The day after the election, I did a show, and somebody before me said something, so I was like, "I'll throw it in." Dude, it was palpable in the air how much people were like, "Nope."
Yeah. I did a gig recently where it was kind of like some rural Americans, and the 2 or 3 comics that went up ahead of me just like trashed them for voting for Trump. And I'm like, all right, I get what you comics are saying, but how is this going to work?
Wow.
Like, it's been 8 years. Like, if they haven't budged yet,
I
this
don't
is
think
not
you're
where the
gonna
humor is
sway
tonight,
them.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, they're not going to be swayed by being lectured.
I had a
Yeah.
we were doing a comedy in a synagogue, and the dude before me does Hitler jokes. And the guy, and it's just fucking dead.
Yeah.
quiet.
What? I can't believe it.
Not funny anyway. The jokes weren't that good. But then the host looks at me and goes, "Please tell me you don't have Hitler jokes." I go, "Not here."
My God.
A, I don't, but B, definitely not here.
I was doing a podcast.
I'm a professional. I can read.
Yeah, no
Right.
kidding. I can read the room. I'm
I can
awake.
read the room. Yeah.
I was doing this podcast and we're talking about building a following with these guys in the Midwest who I've like this guy I worked with a couple times. I don't know him that well. And he just starts talking about, yeah, because Hitler built a great following. And I'm like, what are you talking about? He goes, no, people don't think about this. You know, it's kind of like this pseudo-intellectual thing to be like,
Yeah,
let's
dude,
talk about
he
the
wasn't like
positives of Hitler. And
Well,
it's like-
Jeffrey Dahmer
and-
was
and
great at
it's-
cleaning his room.
And it's like, no, there's lots of people who have built followings. You don't have to go with like the hate following.
No.
And by the way, that's kind of an easy one. If you're the one ballsy enough to be like, I'm an ignorant, hateful motherfucker, everybody who is one will
Right.
will stand up and go, finally, I am too. So I just like had to like call it out. Looking back, I have these fantasies where I'm just like, fuck you guys, and slam the thing because I just don't want my face to be on the goddamn screen while he's talking about this stuff. While I finally get my break at 53 and fucking Johnny Nerdquest goes through Twitter and finds the one time I'm standing next to somebody who's talking about Hitler and I don't say anything for that 10 seconds.
Right.
I did say something. So I'm just like, this is just bananas that people will just go with that shit.
Yeah, it's actually kind of easy to get a following.
That's
Right.
that's the thing.
Not
Yeah.
that complicated.
Just say a bunch of dumb shit.
You just out of a bunch of crazy shit, and yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, who's the fucking Guana Jim? The guy who got everybody to commit suicide?
Jim Jones?
Jim Jones.
Or Guana Jim.
Oh yeah.
Guana Jim. See, that's better. There's a good one.
God, we always come back to these things on this podcast, and I'm here for it.
Well, yeah, I mean, people still use the expression "drink the Kool-Aid," and I think a lot of
True.
people don't know where that comes from. That's where the guy encouraged everybody to drink poison Kool-Aid.
Yep.
I've heard the audio from it. It's fucking horrible.
It is horrible.
Everyone's just, well, forget it. Brennan, you may or
What's
may
up, guys?
Let me explain this segment. It's called Was I a Dick? It originated on a podcast Brennan and I did last year called The Power of How. It's still up on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts, 4chan, wherever. And Brennan's going to tell a story in the great city of New York. It usually takes place in New York City, where there's always constant interactions with people and courtesy or non-courtesy is exchanged. And then we decide as a jury whether or not he was a dick.
All right. This one is a little more abstract. So this didn't happen in New York, but it is about New York. I've had a couple of things happen, and I think this is relatable for anyone in any walk of life, but you want to connect. And for me, moving to New York to follow stand-up, I've kind of lost a vital connection with like family members and things like that, just because we don't talk as often. Everyone's busy, things like that. So what I did recently was I had something come up, and I was like, you know what would be great is if I could like include my family in this, like get their advice.
Never. A
And
good
my
idea.
was I a dick was because Matt, you and I talked about this obviously off
Sure.
air, but you had told me what I should do, and it was the exact right thing to do. But I was like, I want to include like some family members, and like I want to feel that connection again because I don't have kids, they have kids, like we don't have that. So I called some people in my family, and I was like, hey, just throwing it out there. You know, I'm in showbiz. I want to get your take. And they were like excited. They were like, "Oh, that's awesome!" Like, yeah, I have a lot of background in sales. That I can help you. I can help you. And the advice was horrendous. It's never something I'm going to follow through on. It was very bad advice.
It was, if I can interrupt you, it was like they wanted you to be like very confrontational.
Yes, yes.
in
They were
something-
like, "Well, if you want to get what you want, you got to go after the person." I was like, "That this is more of a thing of like." The industry is more about relationships than it is like buy, sell kind of stuff.
You did a favor.
Yeah,
You did a favor for
exactly.
someone, and they wanted you to go retroactively, hey, what are you going to give me for that favor I just did you?
Yes.
Whereas
exactly.
that favor
was the
just
advice.
becomes dormant.
Yeah.
and pays off 3 years later, you know.
Yes. So their advice was to be very aggressive about it. And my whole thing is like, because of the industry I'm in, and this goes with anybody who's in something that the rest of their family's not around. You know, if you're in sales and the rest of your family's teachers, obviously you're not going to understand what anyone's talking about. So I did it to like, kind of like I said, to bring forth like, oh, this is something we could talk about. It's something like, if I get your advice on it, it's like a connection we can make on this thing. But the advice was terrible. Obviously, it's not a smart thing to do, but now I've created this vortex of that person being like, hey, did you follow my advice?
Right.
Give me their information. I'll do it for you. I'll call them.
Oh.
And
Yeah.
now I don't know how to get out of it. And was I a dick for even bringing it up to him? I don't know.
Yeah, dude.
I think you got to lie. I think you got to be like, hey, the guy came to me and he's got me a lot of spots at this one club.
Yeah. Yeah, because
you know what I mean? Just like make something up, or just tell them, listen, I know what I'm doing, but this guy cannot call and get involved in this.
Yeah. Yeah.
But do you guys have any relatability to that? Like trying to, because like we've all done comedy and showbiz stuff, like trying to get other people involved, and then you're just kind of like, oh, that was dumb. I shouldn't have done that.
You're talking to three experts here, because we moved to Los Angeles in our 20s, all of us, and you know, out here in Los Angeles, it's in this vein, it's even more so than New York. This is Never Neverland out here. It's Peter Pan out here. Like family, everyone kind of doesn't have a family in a way. There's a lot of like Friendsgivings at Thanksgiving. It's all this stuff. You learn after a certain point that, and I read about this in The War of Art, you kind of can't go to family members because they just don't live in the world, and they just kind of want, I don't know, it's hard to explain, but they just don't know. They don't live in the world, and they kind of want you to stay who you are. I don't know if this is related. They don't want you to like evolve and just meander or navigate this world. I don't think I'm saying this properly, but you kind of have to go with your instincts, and family doesn't always give it good advice because they always want you to get paid the most money, and they always want you to be treated like the best person in the arrangement. You know what I mean? Does anybody have anything on this?
I mean, most people wouldn't do 98% of the stuff we do for free.
Right.
For years. They would be like, yeah, I would have already given up. And you're like, yeah, that's totally understandable. You don't want to spend 2 or 3 hours in traffic to go do 5 minutes worth of comedy that no one's going to care about?
Yeah.
Oh, that's weird. That's weird. Oh, you don't want to act in a movie
do it all the time.
all the time, you know, that no one's going to pay you for or watch?
Right.
You sure?
Yeah.
Oh, I've done nude scenes.
That's
I was
got to
like-
save that for a different day. Didn't know that.
Because I was like, yeah, because these guys are probably going to become somebody, and then they'll call me.
Yeah.
They did, in fact, become somebody.
Right.
Did not call.
Right.
Okay. Where's
Yeah.
the footage?
They saw
Not
my
that
dick.
I don't want to see it. I'm just curious where the footage
I mean,
is.
I hope
Have
to
you tried
God
that?
it's in the trash. I hope that somebody deleted it.
So what Craig's saying is much better. It's like what we're doing isn't practical. So why would it all of a sudden be practical?
yeah.
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 You know what I mean?
There's no currency in our business.
Yeah, right.
No real currency.
Yeah.
Right. So if you're talking to a salesperson, they understand currency, right? Cause and effect. I do this. I get this. You can do great and get nothing for it in our business.
Yeah.
Years.
And that's the hard. I think the hardest part people don't understand is that it's not, what we do is kind of not real. It's made on the fly on many days. You're just kind of reacting to what is given to you in hopes that some of that pays off in some weird way. There's no true structure to what we do. There's no guaranteed structured upward mobility for what we do.
Right.
And so when you talk to people outside of that world, they have absolutely no concept of how to give you proper opinion. That being said, when you ask them for it, depending on who you're asking, you have to be careful, because if they think they're giving you gold, they're going to want to follow up on the
Yeah.
gold.
Yeah.
They're gonna,
that's right.
And that gets dangerous.
Right.
So, are you a dick? No. Should you do what Matt said and lie? Abso-fucking-lutely. If that
And-
person is looking for an answer.
Sure.
And
Yeah.
this guy is saying he's so good at sales, he's concentrated on this one thing. Tell him, oh, you want to make some phone calls? Here's a list of comedy clubs.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Tell him about, tell him about me. I have this great,
Yeah, you're my manager.
AA, sobriety adjacent show. It could easily be a Tuesday night every week at every club across the country. Make some phone calls, homie. Because you're chasing this other thing that already happened. How about starting some new business?
He just might get that
And
going for you, dude.
that's a
Yeah.
win.
That's true. The old bait and switch.
It's a win-win because either he shuts up or you're working.
Or he's like, so, you got a good car? Because I got a tour going for you. You got
I never
80
even thought of
dates.
that. Yeah, just be like, instead of worrying about that thing, let's do this thing.
I say give people, if people are like talking a lot of shit, I say give them opportunity. I remember one time it was after a show in Florida, I think West Palm Beach, and I knew this
Shout
guy
out.
wanted to be a comic, and he's talking about how he's funny and everything. And I also, the other comic, the MC that was working there that week, ran a weekly show. I go, oh, you want to be a comic? Hey, Matt. This kid's name was Matt. I go, can he do your show? And Matt goes, yeah. I go, you're booked, homie. You're a fucking stand-up comedian. Wednesday nights. And I gave him the address. And he was like, this Wednesday? This Wednesday? You know what I mean? Like he totally backed out of it. So I say,
Yeah.
if you want somebody to be quiet, give them
Give them what they want.
enough that they be afraid of it.
Fuck yeah.
All right,
no,
I'm
come
gonna
on,
do it.
dude.
I'm gonna report back next time and tell you how that worked out.
I think it's a
'cause
good-
I'm excited about
I
that.
think that could work out,
That's
dude.
a brilliant
Yeah.
idea.
And
because they are very. This person in my life is very much like I can tell genuinely wants to help, and that's why I felt the need to be like, oh, let's get this person more involved. But to Brian's point, they have no idea what's really going on. So I think if I'm like, well, here's a list of places I haven't gotten around to calling. Would you mind calling them and sending them this information? They'd be
Yeah.
like, they'd either be like, let's go, or they'll be like, actually, I'm kind of busy.
I don't have
yeah,
that kind
and
of
then they won't
time.
call you back. It's
Yeah.
great.
What am I,
Yeah.
your assistant?
It's also what you don't realize is people look at us. They're like really rooting for us. It comes from a nice place.
Yeah.
But it's also this element. You ever go to a bar and see like this totally out of shape drunk guy yelling at the screen like, catch the fucking ball? Like the
I've been that
average
guy.
person thinks if they were in your position, they could like rule the world. But
Yeah.
they're like, oh, they're like, oh, if I was doing these shows, if I was a comic, I'd be the best comic. I'd be the most
Yeah.
successful comic. I'm just not a comic. That type of bullshit. I'm just not a professional football player. If I was, I'd score a
be the
touchdown every
best.
3 minutes.
Yeah.
Like, that's honestly how people think.
Yeah, that's true.
That's how we would think if we didn't fucking dip our toe in the water.
that's how
and
I
find
felt.
out how hard it is. No, I remember my band wrote a whole song about the rise and fall of Mr. T. And we're laughing at Mr. T. Ha ha ha, your career isn't what it used to be, Mr. T. And then you realize Mr. T was huge.
Yep.
He's
like,
fine.
I'll never be Mr.
Yeah,
T.
He
He's
fell
still-
from something.
I would-
That's the thing.
yeah.
I've been
Yes.
falling and never from the
Yeah,
top. I've been
right.
falling from where I started.
Fuck,
Yeah.
I haven't even climbed up to fall.
So
Just
there's-
tripping over myself this whole time.
Shit.
And and I'm glad like there was no Twitter where I could make a fake profile and fucking
Yeah.
harass Mr. T because it's embarrassing and arrogant to think that you could just do it. Like,
Right.
I'm not working out like that.
I mean, this town's full of people. You're like, how come Eddie Pepitone's not famous?
Right.
Like, he's the funniest fucking guy I've ever seen in
Sure.
my life.
Because you think things make sense.
It's
You're
not a-
seeking logic.
Right.
It's not
Those things don't exist.
it's not a funny contest. It's not like
It's
who's
not.
even last comic standing is a funny
It's
contest.
not.
So
That's a true statement.
it's about being a stand-up is like being a professional wrestler. You got to have a fucking character,
Yes.
a vibe, a personality. Professional skateboarder, all of it. Like you can't like. There's a million guys that can like go down the handrail, do a crooked
True.
down the handrail. But if you're holding the boombox and everybody knows you grew up in a trailer park, you're the Muska. You're fucking famous and you're rich. You know what I mean?
he's
It's
right.
like
It's a machine.
it's
Yeah.
branding. Everything's
It's
branded.
True.
Yep.
It's true.
Problem is nowadays housewives are like have their own brand. Like, anyways, that's a whole nother thing.
Also true.
That's a whole nother thing.
We'll save that for the day when we find
Yeah.
out why Craig was naked.
Yeah.
I Googled it. It doesn't come up.
Thank God. Thank God. And broke the internet.
All right, Brennan, we'll let you go, man. You're not a dick, And I
No.
think you might have some work coming your way. Give them a list of comedy clubs and some basic bullet talking points.
Yeah.
And I think you might be able to snag something because it's so much better to have somebody calling for you.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed because normally they just don't return or pick up my
Mm-hmm.
calls.
By the way, did you say it was your dad on accident?
Yeah, he doesn't care. Yeah, it was my dad.
No. I'm only going to bring this up because I can't use this anymore, and this might be a little angle for you. It might be a little bit fun. So way back in the day when I was still, trying really hard to get booked everywhere, I had my mom write a permission slip for me to perform at these comedy clubs in cursive and sign it, and I sent it out. And
awesome.
people thought
Really?
that was fucking hilarious because it was actually from my mom. My
How
mom
old were
wrote
you?
the letter.
Oh
Huh?
my God, that's
Bryan?
genius.
I was in my mid-30s.
That's hilarious.
And she was like, I just want to give you permission to let my son Bryan perform at your comedy club.
He's a sweet boy.
He's really funny. So if you could just book him, that would be great. But just the fact that it was a permission slip.
It's,
Oh, that's
yeah,
awesome.
that is-
I'm gonna have him do that.
And
That's
I-
hilarious. And another thing I wanted to bring up is like, your parents always call you, or especially when you're first starting out, and they're like, it's so standard. You think it would stop happening, but it never stops happening. Why don't you call Steven Spielberg and ask him if you can work for him?
Yep.
Like, always.
Oh, why didn't I think of that?
Yeah.
Give me the phone.
I get the you're good at impressions. Why don't you do SNL?
Right. Oh, everybody wants to. Everybody wants to send you to SNL.
Yeah.
Everybody just wants you to SNL.
The part about that I love is that they think that you sat around and went, fuck SNL. I don't want to live in New York.
Yeah.
Work 7 days.
Who
They
would wanna
work like
be-
7
yeah.
days a week and do movies. Ugh.
But it's also like, listen, I'm not like sitting around dying for the next SNL to come out. I think it's amazing what they do.
Sure.
I think because of the premise, it's amazing, and I think because of the premise, it's not always great. You have to come up with
Yeah.
the show in 3 days,
Yeah.
and I
Right.
think it's cool. It's almost like a reality show, but like listen, I'll host, Lauren, if that's what you want.
I'll do it. God.
Lauren, if you're listening, I guess I'll do it.
All you got to do is call or just send this podcast in. I'm sure once they see it,
Done.
everybody's going to get booked. Everyone.
I'll just clip it.
We can't take all 3 of you, but
No, they're gonna take all 3 of
we
us,
can take 2.
and it's gonna be
Wait, you said all 3. There's 4 of us in here. Which one did you guys? Oh, wait.
I know what he
Oh,
meant.
never mind. I'm out. Fair enough.
No, you're in, and we're gonna do we're gonna have a Three Stooges sketch for sure.
Boom.
Yeah.
Done.
Brennan, I know you got to get going, man. Thanks so much for
Yeah.
doing this. It's always great to see you. Always great to talk to you. And you
Great to see
are
you guys.
not a dick. We got to get some music or some
Right.
outro.
Some sounders or something.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later.
All right, later, Brennan.
Dude.
All right, Aaron, can let's get to some clips before we try Wendell. Wendell's in West Virginia right now,
Oh, with mom and dad?
and I don't want to go to that just yet because I'm sure it might be a bit much. We've caught him in the break room recently. He says his Wi-Fi isn't so great.
So at the clips, can I ask you?
Yeah.
Is that only for video? Or do you try to put the conversation
What do you mean?
on the audio version part of it, the clips?
You mean like if you're listening on audio?
Yeah.
Do
Are you still putting that in the audio version or no?
yeah,
Oh, you are?
yeah, I am because
Because we forgot to set it up last week. That's why I was asking.
I know, and it
Perry
just drove
Farrell
more people
thing.
to our YouTube channel, which was awesome.
Oh, so there's a play
yeah,
there. See?
yeah.
Every action has
A
a...
reaction?
Hey,
Yes.
thank you, Craig.
Yeah.
Thank you.
All right.
Keep you around for now.
Sometimes.
Sometimes it come through. My genetics dodge bullets stealing watermelons. All right, I have a lot of survival instinct.
Yes. It's true.
Who was shooting at you?
My family.
The family.
My
you
dad.
know, but listen, it keeps you on your toes.
Which one do you want to play?
Let's watch the individual one I sent you.
Was that today's?
Or unless you've got the page open, you can just go down the list. Doesn't matter. These guys can talk about anything. What is this? Oh, this is great.
Yeah, dude. This chick running from the cops. Slow chase.
It's like somebody needs to put the Benny Hill music in on this and speed it up.
Yeah, that would have been way better. I'm pretty sure she's wearing like flip flops.
So this looks like Florida because there's Palm Springs. It's always either Florida or some interesting parts of Los Angeles, but this is probably Florida,
Right.
I'm going to guess.
It looks
Probably
like
Florida.
So for those that don't know, there's a woman in flip-flops just running very slow and 2 cops running very slow too. It looks like rehearsal for a movie scene.
Yeah.
It looks like, all right, but when we're rolling, we're gonna run faster.
It's
right?
almost like no one wants to be a part of this moment. The girl running from the police and the 2 police
Yeah.
ladies are not interested.
They don't want to
either.
catch her. They don't want to do the paperwork.
They're like, all right, yeah, it looks she's too far.
They
One of-
know
one of
they're
the
on
cops
film,
just
and I
gives
guess
up.
they felt like they had to show a little effort, right? Maybe.
Well, the person filming is just somebody standing on the street.
Oh, okay. So it's not their like.
Now, people
Okay.
love now.
All right.
Anytime police interact with people, people love to just start filming it.
That's cool.
Oh, that's why. They didn't even care. Did you see the beginning?
yeah,
of
no,
it?
they barely grab her.
No, they have her purse.
Oh,
Oh, do they have her purse?
That's why they didn't put so much effort into it.
See,
so they got her ID and everything.
Yes, exactly.
You can't run at that point.
See, but the
man.
funny thing is, they grabbed it and then just threw it on the ground.
Yeah.
So in theory, she could slow roll back, right? Like an
Or-
unfast and furious move.
Or if her
and
cool
come
friend
back and
was
get
there,
it.
could fucking grab that shit. Yeah, and then nobody's the wiser.
All right, Aaron.
That's
thanks.
pretty great.
That is something
She went
to see.
for it though. I love
Especially
it.
when you factor in all the police brutality videos we've seen, and then this one is like, maybe we'll catch you, maybe we don't. Who cares?
Yeah, yeah. I like the ones that get away. Because I'm sure her shit is just drunk in public.
Aaron, why don't you play that the Jetsons? I don't know if you guys have seen these. They're amazing.
Step into the future.
Can you hold for just a
Oh,
second, Aaron?
these AI renditions.
Yeah, like so. I feel bad like promoting AI.
Dude.
Are you against this?
No, because
But
when
this
I
is
see these, I
amazing.
go, oh yeah, these are gonna take over.
They are amazing.
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
seen a couple of them.
Okay,
I've seen the Simpsons one.
Yeah, cool. Aaron,
Yeah.
thanks. Can you play it?
Funnier and more futuristic
It's so
than ever.
cool.
Meet the Jetsons,
It
the
looks
galaxy's
legit.
most high-flying family. George Jetson, a loving father with a knack for getting into tight spots at spacely sprockets.
Looks like
His
Mark
wife
Ellis.
Jane balancing
This is
home
where it
life
pays
with the
off.
latest gadgets. Their teenage daughter Judy, always on the cutting edge of fashion
Judy and her mom are the
technology.
same age, by the
And
way.
Elroy,
Yeah.
the young genius, constantly tinkering with his next big invention. But that's not all. At home, there's Rosie the robot,
Even
keeping
Rosie's
things
kinda
tidy
hot.
with her sassy attitude. And Astro, the family
Whoa,
dog,
Put that dog
always
down.
ready for some space-age shenanigans.
Shit. Space age
Whether it's
shit.
flying cars, robot servants,
Of course you wanna get
or
rid of the
out-of-this-world
animal
adventures, the Jetsons live a life where the
How do
future
we
is
even
full
know
of
each other?
fun and surprises. Zoom through the skies with the Jetsons,
Unbelievable.
where
That
tomorrow's
crazy?
possibilities
Hey, now.
are
They really
today's
are.
reality.
They're
The Jetsons, coming soon to a theater near you. Get ready for a ride that's
Right.
truly
That's
out of
just,
this world.
I think it's amazing, man.
it is
into
amazing,
the-
and this is what concerns me about where entertainment is going to end up.
It's
Well,
those-
it's gonna. I mean, and this technology only makes itself better.
yeah.
Right? Like this technology is working on making itself better. My film camera from Kodak I have in the closet.
Yeah.
It's not working on making itself
Right,
better. It's only
not-
getting.
It's not evolving.
It's only getting worse in there.
Sure.
I got to get that film developed. I just realized.
Hey, you know, it's funny. You could be like so anti AI, and then that plays, and you become mesmerized by what it
Yeah.
has done,
Yeah.
and that's the curse, right?
Right. So it's missing the voices and the actors. That's it. So once they figure that part
Yeah.
out, it's on.
But
Well,
it-
every once in a while, it gives you 16 fingers too. But
yeah.
yeah, and there's always something
there's-
weird with the fingers.
There's those in this too. Like if you really look.
Oh, really?
Oh, of course.
His
yeah.
son Elroy has a hand growing out of his neck.
Fingers. Hey, look, your twin brother's lodged in your neck.
The
And
first-
alive.
The first time I saw it, it was on like the iPhone, so I wasn't like looking at it
Mm-hmm.
critically, and I was like, "What the fuck? This is amazing." Obviously, on the bigger screen, you can see it looks more like a cartoon.
Sure. Right.
When I first saw it, it looked more like a
Real.
real photograph,
Right.
like film from the 1950s.
The first ones I saw, I thought, wow, somebody spent a lot of money to do this.
Yeah.
And then I go,
Reality.
Wait, what?
so they
The
did
Jetsons.
sexualize it a little bit. Do you have to program that part into it, or is that how the AI actually
I
saw
mean,
the cartoon?
well, have you seen the Jetsons?
Yeah.
No,
Mom
no.
was sexy.
But I think it's more about the movies that came out in that era, like the early 60s, 50s. Women always look like that.
Right.
in those movies, and that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to make everything look like Rebel Without a Cause. And like people were just hot back then. They had no additives in their foods.
True.
And like the mini skirt was new and everything. That's what movies look like. Not really 50s, but the 60s.
But yeah, and the
You know?
teenage daughter was literally like 30.
Yeah, like smoking.
Yeah.
Smoking hot. And the son was actually 9.
Actual child. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
They kind of gave it a Fallout vibe too.
Right. Right.
It's pretty amazing, dude. And
Absolutely.
They even do like a Star Wars. Maybe can we watch that one, Aaron? Yeah. What's the Star Wars one? And then we'll give
There's Hillbilly
Eric
Hogwarts.
Wendell.
Let's just become
In a
part of the
galaxy
problem.
far,
There we go.
far away, where the forces of light and darkness clash amidst the stars,
I like this.
a timeless saga unfolds. Behold the epic struggle between the noble Jedi Knights, guardians of peace and justice, and the sinister Sith Lords, masters of the dark side. Meet Luke Skywalker, a young farm boy destined for greatness. Princess Leia, a fearless leader of the Rebel Alliance. Han Solo, the charming rogue with a hairy sidekick. And Darth Vader, the Dark Lord of the Sith. From the desolate sands of Tatooine to the bustling streets of Coruscant, from the frozen wastelands of Hoth to the lush forests of Endor. Their adventures span the galaxy.
Hey now.
But as the Rebel Alliance fights to free the galaxy from tyranny, they must face the might of the Empire and its fearsome army of stormtroopers. Yet, amidst the turmoil, hope flickers like a distant star, as alliances are forged, friendships tested, and the fate of the galaxy hangs in the balance. Get ready for a journey beyond imagination, where heroes rise, villains fall, and destinies are forged among the stars. Star Wars, a saga
Star
of epic
Wars.
proportions that will captivate audiences for
insane. So
generations
That's
to come.
more of like a
May
1930s.
the force be with you.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know.
That's more like cereals.
Yeah, okay,
They're doing like
yeah.
a cereal promotion, like you would see in the movie theaters back in the 30s.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
Everyone's better looking in these things except Han Solo.
He seems a bit confused.
Harrison Ford's better
Yeah.
looking than
Than that guy.
yeah, the rest of them, they like really hot him up. Even Yoda's like, what are you wearing,
Yoda
Yoda?
looks cool. You ever seen AI when they took things that serial killers have said? They took just a whole bunch of things that serial killers say in interviews and whatnot, and they just put it into the AI and just had him spit it out.
Yeah,
And holy shit, it is the darkest shit
really.
ever. And like artwork, hey, make modern or just make art. Their artwork is fucking dark.
I
I mean, hauntingly dark.
my friend who it's crazy they can do that.
Yeah, it is.
Remember my friend we were talking about, the graffiti artist last
Yes.
week? He is in a lawsuit because his art was some of the stuff they fed the computer, some like
you
corporation's computer, and so like he's part of this lawsuit.
Which you hope is successful, because that's part of the thing, right? Is
Yeah.
you're just basically stealing all people's ideas.
But it's
and-
wild, wild west. And there was a
know.
time when we were like, we can't give music away for free.
Right.
You imagine that perspective now? It really is strange.
Yeah,
like
good luck.
what is going to happen? We're already, the internet is all, we're working for free right now. It's become like a work for free society,
Sure.
and like hope that it catches on. We do so much on spec, but it's going to be weird if the computer is just taking our spec work
And that's
or our professional work.
Isn't that what somebody did with the whole George Carlin set?
Yes. And it was terrifying because it was pretty good.
Yeah, they'll take. Have you heard this? The Cobain sings whatever.
Yes.
And it's a song he would never sing, but it sounds like him, kinda.
So it's just going to be
Close
weird.
enough.
So we know we're already to the point where we can type in whatever song we want to hear. You might get to the point where you can just cater. I want to hear Kurt Cobain sing Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah.
Done. Done.
Crazy, man.
So then it's the next generation who's not bothered by that.
Right.
Then that's when it
So
becomes
everyone,
the thing.
so every artist is just a computer programmer.
Yes. And then if you
Imagine-
actually go see a live artist, you're like fucking truly underground.
That's the irony of it all.
Right.
To see, Jerry Seinfeld was talking about this, to see someone actually perform it
That'll be underground.
is like a circus trick.
Yeah.
But it might not be overground. It could be very well overground. You go like, you got to see this guy or these guys. They actually play the songs all the way through.
Yeah, no, I mean, that's
and there's
the thing.
no mistakes.
And they're like, what?
And you can see them do it, and you can feel the music coming at you.
They're like, no.
And like even between songs, the bass player's fucking around. Like there's gonna be something to see it at live when that's not even like a thing anymore.
Right, like the corporations have outlawed live performances, and so now you're going into some fucking dark alley in a basement to watch a punk rock band.
What you're gonna have to deprogram people, and you know, my kids, our kids, are part of a generation where they have some form of control over certain forms of entertainment.
Yeah.
You can't get to the point where you have control over everything. You have to be able to experience something and not have a say.
Sure.
Right.
But it's going to get to the point where all entertainment is like, I have a say. I'm going to determine what song I want to hear, who's going to sing it, what movie I want to watch, and who's going to be in it. As a
comedian, I feel like we're halfway there because people just say, I don't want to talk about this. Yeah. My coworkers are funnier than you, but I bet you that's timeless. Aaron, do we have time to call Wendell?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, cool.
Shit.
That's the other thing. Could you imagine? Like you have a set online. You're like, I don't like Matt, but my coworker's really funny. So I'm going to take Matt's material and put it into my coworker on AI, and my coworker's going to do his stuff.
Right.
And that'll be hilarious, and we're all going to enjoy it.
Tapping off
at
the
our
tank.
at our Christmas party where we could have paid Matt $5,000.
Right.
Now we're just doing this shit for free.
It's just a hologram.
No, Swayze. No, Wazy.
I got sent an AI video of George Strait singing Enter Sandman,
Oh.
and it's fucking great.
See,
it's
this is
That's
there it
what
is.
sucks about it is it's great.
Good.
Like I did not want to like something like that. It caught me off guard. I'm like, oh, I really like this. And then when I'm like, oh, I'll show it to the guys on the podcast, and I'm like, do I promote this?
Right. It's already.
But I wanted to show you guys.
Yeah,
and
no, everybody reposts the Simpsons one.
there's already 1 million views on these
Hillbilly
things.
Hogwarts is hilarious.
I think we have to stay positive because it's paying attention to us, and eventually it's going to kill all of us anyway. So let's not be mean to it.
I'm glad.
Hey,
I'm glad.
Satan's real.
And it is Satan though. It's exactly what everybody wants.
Right.
Nothing's worse than giving people what they want. Exactly what they want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
And because it's more. I remember I told you one time, I was like, when I was a kid, I thought when I went to heaven, I'd be able to watch all the old TV shows that I couldn't get. And I said to you, I go, turns out heaven is YouTube. Or YouTube is heaven. Wendell, what's up, man? Where are you at?
Whoa, you're in Christmas heaven. Or hell.
It's
oh,
that
shit,
time of
you
the
look
year,
like Santa Claus.
where you do your Christmas shopping.
Well, don't be so excited about it.
Wow.
What, are these all the things you've confiscated at
decide
the airport?
I'm sorry, I'm just having a hard time deciding which Santa Claus doll to get, or maybe I should just get all of them.
Hey,
I don't know.
Can we ask you, are you in a store or are you at your parents' house?
No, if my parents had this many Christmas dolls on their shelves right now, I would disown them.
Well,
I'm at
think you
a
already
certain
have.
big
It
box
happened.
retailer. I texted you the name, but I won't say it on
Sure.
air.
I'll be honest, you look like Santa Claus in his warehouse.
You look like Jeff Claus, his son.
Jeff Claus. One day this will all be mine. Diabolical Santa.
I'll fly around the world at midnight.
Yeah, but this shit is crazy. There's like 6-7 aisles of this shit, and it's September 23rd or something.
Don't
Like,
tell us we
what the
can't say
actual
Christmas.
fuck?
Yeah.
Don't tell us we can't say Merry Christmas.
What are you talking
Don't
about?
you take that away from us.
That's right.
Dude.
There's no such thing as Christmas anymore. That stuff is fake. It's not even behind you.
Hey, dude, we're counteracting it. We've put up Halloween on September 1st. So what's up, bitches?
Wow.
What's up?
That's great.
Wow.
2 months of spooky season.
That's right.
My wife just told me about spooky season. Do you know
Yeah.
about spooky season?
Oh, dude, well into it, dog.
Oh, okay.
Well into it.
I thought it was just like the week of Halloween. You watch scary movies.
I got to pick out a Christmas tree next. I just don't know which
Alright.
one.
Yeah, the fake ones are best.
Wendell, if you stay there too long, they're gonna think you're one of those guys that's trying to pick up women that love Santas, and you're just kind of hanging out in that Santa area.
Ooh, didn't know that was a thing.
I
I didn't even know about that.
Oh.
Maybe that's gonna be my new jam. Hang out,
Fuck
look for
yeah.
the hotties that want the old Santa Claus man.
Mr. Mistletoe.
Look where the mistletoe
There he
is.
is, Mr.
Right,
Mistletoe.
It's probably just over there on the next aisle, right?
Kiss
Like,
my.
Are you reviewing Tim Allen's Santa Claus? What are you going to review?
that would have been the smart move, right? I should have thought about that, but no, I'm gonna review a movie called Rebel Ridge that I saw on Netflix before I get thrown out of here, because I'm sure
Yeah.
they don't want me using their Wi-Fi to do Zoom
Yeah, no,
calls.
you can. Oh, is that why you're there, to use the Wi-Fi?
That's all the reason I'm here. I had
That's
4G out in the parking lot. I couldn't even fucking use my phone to
That's
do this
awesome.
call.
That's hilarious.
This is great. Okay, go
I'll
ahead.
just duck in
People
here
in
real
West
quick.
Virginia are struggling.
We're almost out of time anyway, so just give it to me hot and quick.
Let me know if this sounds familiar. Ex-special forces type guy goes to the small town America
It's original.
to help his cousin / brother. Shocker, the police are corrupt in this small town and have it in for the black guy that's in town to do something completely legal, by the way, but yet the police chief, Don Johnson, ain't having that shit in his fucking small
Hell
town.
yeah.
He's turned on
So
Tubbs.
there's trouble.
I mean, I will
So,
say the
yeah,
black
that's-
guy angles new. The black guy angles new.
At least they have the decency to acknowledge that.
right?
Well, I mean, I'm paraphrasing, I mean, that's basically it. Once again, the actors from the UK are stealing our jobs, because the lead actor is someone named Aaron Pierre. I've never seen him before.
Aaron
He did an
Pierre.
amazing job,
That's
but
very.
he definitely has a UK accent, because I looked him up on IMDb.
That's always a heartbreak when you're watching Succession for 4 years, and then you accidentally watch the thing at the end where they talk about their character, and you're like, oh, the dude's from Wales. This ruins everything. Now all I can hear is a British accent. Once you know, you can hear the accent on certain words.
Sure.
Yeah, but you know what? Even though it's a played out type of movie, the small town, bad cops take advantage of people, etc., bullshit that we've seen a million times, it was actually a pretty good movie.
All right.
This guy is pretty good. I've never heard of him. I've never seen him in anything, but he kicked ass and took some names, and it's not bad.
Nice.
Check it out.
It's good to know we're still
entertaining.
doing that.
That's right, dude. That's if I.
I guess that is a trope. Of
Can
those
we
things,
heal
though.
as a country? Can we kick the shit out of a corrupt cop?
Yeah, you'll be doing some healing in Don Johnson's small town after he sends you to the hospital.
Hey,
Okay. All right.
I like that Don Johnson's playing bad guys now. I love it.
Yeah.
It's pretty great.
Yeah, he's the police chief.
Excellent.
Does he play bad?
Spoiler alert.
Uh oh.
What?
Does he play bad good?
He does.
No, he does a good job. Yeah, no,
Yeah,
he
he's-
seems like a corrupt asshole. Yeah.
He does Sinister Guy really well.
Once you take that guy out of the casual pink suits, he's got a lot harder of an edge.
That's right.
The real Don comes
Yeah,
out.
yeah.
That's right. The real Don comes out.
Those were the days, man. Like that
Exactly.
brief period in '86 where everybody's wearing pink
Pastels.
and pastels, and he wore the all white suit except for the teal shirt or the pink shirt.
Dude, I'd last
No socks.
right. I'd last 3 minutes in that thing. Ah,
They both had a hit song on the radio.
did they?
Don Johnson and the other guy in
Oh
Miami
my
Vice.
God.
The '80s. We'll have to look into that.
And-
What decade had the most stars?
80s
Hits.
Yeah.
I think so.
Oh, or the
80s.
70s.
70s is close.
70s was pretty bad.
But not only that, the Miami Vice theme song charted on Casey Kasem.
Yeah.
Are you shitting
Yeah.
me?
Yeah. So there was
Wow.
like
Oh my
3
God.
Miami
I didn't
Vice
know that.
related songs.
It knocked Thriller off number 1.
Oh my God.
No
No
lyrics.
way.
All keyboards. no lyrics.
Wow. Just that.
Axel F was on the top 40.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam, 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 bam.
Fuck.
Well, dude, Eddie used to sing too, man.
Yeah.
What was that? He had a couple
Party
songs. He had
Party
a
all the time.
mini singing
But my
career.
girl
Produced
likes
by-
to
Rick James.
have a penis.
Who was Boogie in the Butt?
party
Was that
all
him
the
too?
time. What?
Boogie in the
Yeah,
butt.
Boogie in the Butt was the deep cut.
Oh my God, are you serious?
Yeah.
That's right.
It was like put everything up your butt, right? Put a telephone pole up
in
your
your
butt.
butt.
Yeah.
Bruce Willis had a song.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
He had a band that he really tried to get off the ground forever.
The Chicago Bears
yeah, he
had a
did.
song.
The whole football
The
team.
Super
had a
Bowl
song.
Shuffle. It's an amazing
Yeah.
song.
Yeah.
So-
We're not here to start no trouble. We're just here to do the Super Bowl Shuffle. They put it out before the Super Bowl. That's fucking balls.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
they won by like 60
Yeah,
points.
they
dude.
knew. They knew.
Yeah.
They knew.
That's how you do it.
This song's gonna push us over.
And then nothing the next year. And then there's a guy named Refrigerator Perry.
Yeah.
He like joined G.I. Joe. He was like a total G.I. Joe action figure and was in the cartoon. Like, yeah, the fridge is in the army now too.
That's another
He's
thing
that
in
good.
the 80s they did a lot is they would put people in cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Here's something Brian's a fan of is like Wide World of Sports, where they put celebrities and they'd have them do like relay races against each
yeah.
other and stuff.
Right.
Battle of the Network Stars.
Battle of the
Right.
Network Stars. I
Gabe
totally remember
Kaplan
that.
out there with his short shorts, taking it to
Right.
the next level.
Up against O.J. Simpson.
Or they'd be doing like ice skating competitions.
Yeah.
Ridiculous.
Or-
Could you
and
imagine?
And the Wide World of Sports. That's
Yeah.
where you get your fringe.
Yeah.
Like once a decade, you can see something on skateboarding.
Yeah.
Like, oh,
Pre ESPN too.
yeah. It's the hula hoop.
Yeah, because they're coming at you with a contract, and they're all, well, it's in your contract that you have to do
Oh yeah.
2 of these shows a year.
Bruce
You're
Jenner.
Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, yeah, so you want to sing or you want to dance? Or do you got any magic tricks?
They used to be something you did at the height of your career.
Yeah.
Instead of the way down.
Yeah.
Kids,
No-
you don't know. It was Evel Knievel,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Battle of Network Stars and variety shows by people you're like, why do they have a variety show? Like
Always.
you said, it was in the contract.
Always had
Yeah.
variety shows.
You couldn't just dial up some stunts on the internet. You had to watch Evel Knievel once a year,
Oh yeah.
like try to jump.
and not do it.
Yeah, and he would like break 118
Yeah,
bones.
he'd almost die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And just so
he
we're
was a
clear,
bag of person they brought to the hospital.
just so we're clear, because I've seen enough Evel Knievel documentaries. He was drunk. Everybody on
Sure.
everybody on the variety shows and Battle of the Network Stars was
Drunk.
probably on coke or drunk.
Sure.
There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
It was a different time back then.
it was a fun time.
I worked with a guy who
Yeah.
who worked on Hollywood Squares as a PA, like when he first moved to town, a locations guy. He said we did 2 shows a day. He goes, started at 10 in the morning. He goes, by lunch, you're peeling those guys out of their dressing rooms because they're just in the bag, just shit-faced, drunk out of their mind.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that's hilarious.
Sounds fun. That's why we all got into the business.
Yeah.
Everything's all uptight with the
Yeah.
fucking
And
the
then they-
NDAs
yeah.
and the signing this contract, signing that contract. Wendell, what are you giving this
Yeah.
movie?
That sounds like a good time to me.
I know.
You know what? I'll give it 3.5 ice cream trucks.
Okay.
I think it was pretty good.
Worth
It's worth
watching.
checking out.
All right.
Thanks for listening
Yeah.
to the Full Charge Power Hour. Wendell, Godspeed, buddy. Get back to America as soon as possible.
Thanks,
Or are
Santa.
you
I'm
in
gonna try,
America?
buddy.
I don't know. It's controversial.
He's in the North Pole.
Thanks for listening, and we're out of here. Peace out. Thanks,
Peace
Wendell.
out, fam.
This
bud.
is craziness you calling in from the Santa Claus store.
It's pretty great.
Dude, this is crazy. Yeah. Hey, I'm here probably till the 3rd.
What,
Not in the store,
at the
but
store?
on the East
Okay.
Coast. So if you want to do a show
In
next
the
week, just hit me
store.
up on Facebook Messenger because my phone doesn't get a good signal either.
Right.
So
You're like Al Bundy.
Just so you know.
Living in the grocery store. What store are you in?
What's
I'm
it-
in Walmart.
Oh,
Yeah.
got
Pick
it.
up a couple of steaks and a fire extinguisher.
They probably would have come over if they saw you doing that, for sure. That over in that area by the trees, they're not going to care as much.
I can't believe I've gotten away with this long. Like I've been over here acting like I'm talking on the phone, talking to myself for like 45 minutes or something now. I'm surprised. Like security guards probably
not-
watching the camera, like, what the fuck is this asshole doing over here talking to himself?
Not the craziest thing to happen in a Walmart today.
If they try to
Yeah.
stop it, just be
Right.
like, dude, I'm doing a bit for Letterman. They don't know if it's off the air.
Yeah.
They don't know. Where are you?
Letterman. That's big New York stuff. Why would you
Yeah.
be here?
We don't do no Letterman around here, boy.
Just show them the phone. and they'll see that we're in a studio. I think that'll be somewhat impressive.
The small town I'm from, we were at a karaoke bar, and I did a thing, and they were like, "Oh, it's funny. Where are you from?" And I go, "Hollywood," and she goes, "Yeah, right."
like anyone's ever been there.
Like real people live there. I'm like, yeah, it's a shithole. It's not what you think. It's not.
Tell them,
nice.
Wendell. Tell them we're a free speech podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's my First Amendment right. This is a private store, son. Get your your Hollywood ass out of our store.
All right. All right. Have fun, Wendell. We're praying for you.
All right, you guys see you.
God bless.